You'd think by 2025 we'd have figured out how to fly without drama, but no. Now, even your carry-on has trust issues. These days, it's not just about how small your bag is, it's about what's inside it, how it's packed, and whether it looks even remotely suspicious. The skies aren't just friendly anymore, they're paranoid. Because first, it was power banks, then it was smart luggage. Now, apparently, even your toothpaste might be a national threat. So if you don't want to get pulled aside, unpacked, or straight up grounded before takeoff, listen up, because flying in 2025 has become a full contact sport, and the rules change faster than your gate assignment. Remember when power banks were just those little lifesavers you tossed in your bag and forgot about until your phone hit 2%? Yeah, those innocent-looking bricks have become public enemy number one. Airlines have seen one too many surprise fireworks midair, and now they're cracking down like your phone battery is a ticking time bomb. Earlier this year, a power bank caught fire on an Air Busan flight before takeoff. Legal size, perfectly allowed, but still managed to trigger a full evacuation. That's when the memo went out. Enough is enough. Anything over 160 watt-hours? Straight up banned. Doesn't matter if it's in your carry-on or checked bag, it's not flying. And don't even try that but it's empty excuse. The rules don't care how much charge it has. It's about what the thing was born with, not how tired it is today. The sweet spot is under 100 watt-hours. That's safe, easy, and approved, but only if it stays with you in your carry-on. Checked luggage? Not a chance. Because if one of those overheats in the cargo hold, no one's down there to handle it. It's a recipe for mid-air chaos. And yes, some airlines have gotten even stricter. People on Reddit have started calling it battery bingo, because you never know which rule applies that day. Some passengers are being told they can only carry 2 power banks total, even tiny ones. Others are being asked to declare every single one at check-in like they're smuggling plutonium. So now travelers are inspecting watt-hour labels like detectives, trying to decode battery math before security does it for them. The vibe is less vacation mode and more science fair with anxiety. But batteries aren't the only things on the no-fly list. Let's talk about the smart luggage craze, those sleek high-tech bags that promise to revolutionize travel. Remember the ads? Charge your phone on the go, track your bag anywhere. TSA approved. Yeah, turns out not so much. In 2025, airlines are done playing nice with any suitcase that comes with a built-in battery you can't remove. If your power source is welded inside, congratulations, you just bought yourself a very expensive floor lamp because that bag is not making it past check-in. You'd think airports would appreciate something labeled smart, but nope. If the battery doesn't pop out easily, it's a no-fly zone. And honestly, can you blame them? Nobody wants to be 35,000 feet up when your suitcase decides to self-ignite like a discount rocket. Even if your battery is removable, don't start celebrating yet. Some airlines have started asking for proof, manufacturer certification, compliance codes, safety labels. Travelers are literally being asked if their luggage is UL 2054 certified, which is hilarious because most people don't even know what that means. Half of Reddit is filled with people Googling, "Is my suitcase a fire hazard?" The moral of the story? If you're going to travel in 2025, make sure your smart bag is actually smart enough to come apart. Because your futuristic luggage might look great on Instagram, but if it can't pass security, it's just an overpriced conversation piece with wheels. And then there's the legend that refuses to die, the 100 milliliter liquid rule. You know the one. The rule that's been torturing travelers since the dawn of airport security lines. Remember when everyone thought 2024 was the year it would finally disappear? Airports started bragging about new CT scanners that could see through anything. No more plastic bags, they said. Bring your full-size shampoo, they said. Yeah, about that. Turns out that dream lasted about 5 minutes. A handful of UK airports tested it out, let people stroll through security with full bottles, no limits, no plastic bags, and for a brief, glorious moment, travelers felt free. Then reality hit. A few months later, London City, Aberdeen, Newcastle, and a bunch of others quietly rolled the rule right back in, because apparently, even with billion-dollar scanners, the system still panics at a bottle of lotion. And now, depending on where you fly, it's pure chaos. One terminal might let you breeze through with a liter of shampoo. The next might make you toss it out in front of everyone like you're performing a ritual sacrifice. Some airports have the new scanners, but not for all flights. Others installed them but haven't turned them on yet. So, technically, the 100 milliliter rule is neither alive nor dead. It's just confused. Moral of the story? Don't trust the headlines. Until every airport agrees on the rules and actually has the tech to match, you're better off sticking to the old school method. Clear plastic bag, travel size everything, and a silent prayer that your toothpaste doesn't count as a liquid gel hybrid. Meanwhile, over in budget airline land, another quiet war is raging. This one over your carry-on size. If you've flown Ryanair, EasyJet, or Wizz Air recently, you already know the pain. The free carry-on bag? It's now roughly the size of a lunchbox. The backpack you used last summer? Too big. The small suitcase you used in 2023? That's now a $60 add-on. They've turned the boarding gate into a high-stakes game show. Can your bag fit inside the little metal frame? If not, you pay instantly. Doesn't matter if it's 1 inch off or if you swore it fit last time, the staff will make you test it, and if it doesn't slide in perfectly, congrats. You've just unlocked the surprise baggage fee achievement. Some travelers have even started bringing measuring tape just to double check, because apparently eyeballing it now costs actual money. So yes, 2025's version of travel hacking is just not getting charged extra to bring your stuff. What's worse, the priority boarding upgrades, the ones that promise bigger bags or overhead bin space, are getting more expensive too. People are paying double what their ticket costs just to bring a normal-sized suitcase on board. At this point, it feels like airlines are trying to train us to travel with only our emotional baggage. If you're flying multiple budget carriers, double-check the policies every single time. Don't assume anything, because if one airline lets your bag slide, the next might make you pay for it twice. Once in money, once in dignity. And while we're talking about airlines getting creative with rules, let's not forget about North America. Air Canada kicked off 2025 with a bold new plan to make basic economy, well, even more basic. Starting this year, basic economy tickets come with one personal item. That's it. No carry-on, no roller bag, just a small backpack, laptop bag, or purse. Want to bring your little hard-shell suitcase? That'll be $35. Want to add another? $65 per piece. So the name Basic Economy has finally reached its true potential. It's basic and barely economy. And as if that wasn't enough, they also stopped letting passengers choose seats for free. You used to be able to pick your spot at check-in, but not anymore. Now you're getting randomly assigned, and yes, that usually means the middle seat of despair. Of course, they'll let you pick a better seat for a price, and that price somehow always feels like extortion. So now travelers are turning seat selection into a competitive sport. People are setting alarms to check in the minute the window opens, hoping to score an aisle or at least sit near their partner. It's like musical chairs, but with worse odds and more neck pillows. At this point, airlines aren't selling tickets, they're selling hope. Now let's talk about what's actually inside those shrinking bags, because in 2025, even packing feels like an act of strategy. You already know the obvious banned items: knives, fireworks, gallons of shampoo, medieval weaponry, but the list has grown into something that feels like it was written by someone with trust issues. People have been stopped for carrying flour, because in some countries, powder-like substances get flagged for extra screening. Others got pulled aside for turmeric, protein powder, even bags of coffee grounds. So if your carry-on looks like a chemistry experiment, expect questions. And then there are the truly bizarre cases, like people getting flagged for old thermometers because they still contain mercury. That stuff eats aluminum, and airplanes are basically giant flying aluminum cans. You can imagine why airport staff don't love that combo. There's even a story about someone having to surrender tent poles because they were considered pointy weapons. I mean, if you can build a shelter with it, apparently you can also threaten a Boeing with it. The logic is simple. If it cuts, pokes, sprays, or even looks like it could cause chaos, it's not getting through. Scissors are allowed, but only if they're tiny, like kindergarten art project tiny. Anything sharper than your attitude before coffee, grounded. Even toys and props aren't safe. Bring a neon plastic sword for cosplay? Doesn't matter if it vaguely resembles a weapon, it's out. Security doesn't have time to play real or fake at 6 in the morning. So yeah, when in doubt, leave your science projects, camping gear, and medieval toolkit at home. You'll save yourself a long, awkward chat with airport security and a story that starts with, "You're not gonna believe this." Let's fast forward to the security checkpoint, the place where dignity goes to die and laptops go to get left behind. You know the drill. You've got your phone, your laptop, your tablet, your camera, maybe a drone, a charger, 3 cables you can't remember the purpose of, and now you're expected to unpack it all like a magician doing a speed run. The secret? Pack like you're staging a performance. Keep all your electronics in one section, easy to reach, so when it's showtime, you don't have to dig like you're mining for treasure. And whatever you do, don't let your tray leave your sight. That's where half of airport thefts happen, right at the scanner while you're stuck in the body check. One moment you're reaching for your shoes, the next your MacBook's flying solo to another destination. Slow down. Take your time. There's no medal for fastest undressing in front of TSA. Most people panic and rush, which is how wallets, chargers, and passports end up in lost and found limbo. If you've made it to security, your plane isn't leaving without you. Control your pace. Breathe. Pretend you're the calm protagonist of a travel movie, not a contestant on Airport Survivor. That's the real trick to surviving 2025 travel: awareness. Every battery, every charger, every bottle, every zip pocket, it's all fair game now. Airports are evolving, but not always in sync, and that's where most travelers get caught off guard. The rules are changing faster than the signage can keep up. What was fine last year might be a no-go today. So before your next trip, double-check everything: your batteries, your liquids, your luggage size, your airline's secret fees. Because guessing will cost you time, money, and maybe your sanity. Flying used to be about adventure. Now it's about preparation. The modern traveler doesn't just pack smart, they pack aware. So the next time you're zipping up your bag, treat it like you're assembling a survival kit for the world's most confusing game. Because in 2025, getting to the gate is easy. Getting through it is where the real challenge begins. And if you found this helpful, or at least relatable, hit that like button before TSA bans Wi-Fi next. Share it with the one friend who always gets randomly selected, and subscribe for more stories from the front lines of modern travel. Because, let's face it, in 2025, every flight is an adventure, whether you like it or not.